Hey guys, Aaron from HouseofHaHa.com here. A little update in our journey. We spent today driving around Glacier National Park in Montana. It was absolutely beautiful. Terrifying. It was some of the roads you went on, the altitudes we went up to, and but some of the sights we saw more animals, I think, in this national park than we have in any of our previous places we've been to. We saw bighorn sheep. We saw a red fox, not the comedian, but the little squirrely ones that hang around in the grass and eat mice. No bears,
That we
however,
saw.
that we saw. However, if you notice, we're setting up home in our car again tonight, and because the reason was we drove around, it was getting dark, found some campsites. There's lots of campsites you can find here at Glacier. Um, but it was a little weird thing we ran into that I hadn't come across before, and it just kind of put us off. And maybe it's because we're new to this area and unfamiliar, maybe being this far out, like in the wild and stuff. But all the previous campsites we've gone to, and there's been a lot for the last 3 months of our traveling. Um, if there's bears in the area, and the bears are a concern, meaning bears have been into that park or that campground or wherever it is, they put in what's called a bear box. I'll explain that for those who may not know or don't do a lot of camping. They don't know what a bear box is. It's kind of what it sounds like. It's a big brown steel box that has little hinges you can push up and they open up, and you put your food in there. Um, Anything that could potentially draw a bear from smells or things like that if it's out looking for food. Brown bears, mainly brown bears. No, black bears. I'm sorry. Um, so you put your food in there, you secure it up at night, and you can feel a little more safe that if a bear comes over, he can't get to your stuff because he can't get in that box. Um, Out here in Montana, in this part, they have black bears, which is the ones that just you usually see the little black bears with the little tan noses. They also come in brown. But if you refer to something being a brown bear, you're usually referring to a grizzly. And this place does have grizzlies as well. This is actually the first park we've been to where grizzlies were actually a legitimate, like they are here. California state flag has a grizzly on it. There's no grizzlies in California, sadly. So anyway, the bear boxes here at the park that we saw, there was, rather than being a bear box per campsite, there was communal bear boxes, and they weren't any really that much larger than a normal bear box that holds, a decent amount, like a cooler, a couple cooler sized, containers. But it was like one box that everyone put their stuff into and then closed it up, and it was a real honor system involved. That you're gonna trust people not to touch your steaks or your donuts or things like that. I don't have steaks and donuts; those are expensive items. But those really the items like that, at least that's what the guy we talked to at one of their campsites when we first noticed this setup with the bear boxes that the Montana campsite seemed to have. So we went to the national park though. We stayed, or not national park, national forest. We stayed at the night before. It had its own bear box. Wasn't very many campsites there, but every single one of them had their own individual bear box. Point being, communal bear box. Put off a little bit about like just the idea of that, and we decided we want to get an early start, so we found a lot of the national parks, unless they have something specifically posted, can let you stay in their parking lots. You can just, in your car or whatever. So we opted for that. We're in a sort of national park parking lot here at Glacier, and so we're gonna sit up there. And tomorrow we're gonna head off back on the road. Continuing our journey, our general direction over the next few days is we're going to be driving kind of paralleling or crossing over a couple times, like the Rocky Mountains, and making our way down to Yellowstone, which is another bucket list item for me. I'm ticking those off. There's a lot of places wildernessy I've been wanting to go, and Yellowstone is a big one. The whole thing's a giant volcano. The whole thing could kill you in any given second designed to erupt. That's how awesome it is. Nature with the potential of death at any given minute. Oh, that's been a lot of places we've gone. So, and then from there, we're making our way to South Dakota at some point. And the reason for that is because with our situation, living nomadically and traveling around, you don't have one set spot. So, like certain things like car registration and things for your residency you need for like tax filing and stuff like that becomes an issue. So South Dakota is one of the states that has a residency system in place where you can be there, you can be a resident of the state without having to actually live in it, for I think it's at least 6 months or something like that. So we're going to be going, basically, Melly and I will be residents of the great state of South Dakota, and old Chewy here is going to get a new Wookiee 1 license plate for South Dakota. So that's the plan.
She's going home.
She's going home, yeah. Interesting enough, when we were digging through the glove boxes, we found the registration for the first owner of Chewy, our 2000 Blazer, and it was from South Dakota. So in that way, she's going back home. Arizona to South Dakota. That seems to be the theme here. So you might be wondering, like, why are you sleeping in your car? Why don't you just get a hotel or something? Because there's places you can stay in, hotels and things like that. Because those things cost, well, they cost money, and we're traveling on a budget. We want to go as far as we can and as long as we can on this trip. And that means, sometimes you find ways to make that last as long as possible. Crash it in your, front seat of your car. We've done this this is like the third time we've done this. We've gotten pretty good at it. Grimlock's got his own little cage apartment back there, so he's actually a little more set up than we are for this. So, but that's also, I don't talk a lot. We talk a lot about like the things we go, the places we go to, the things we've seen. We don't talk a lot about, I guess, that other side of this journey and the travel, the dirty word of the money in it. And there's kind of, I think, a misconception that because we own an online t-shirt company and we're traveling around in luxury and stuff, we're going to campsites and, things, that we must be rolling in it. It's not the case. We are a small business, like any small business, and money is usually, one of the things that you don't have an abundance of. So when we planned this trip, when we first left, I mean, the reason we did this is because Melody wasn't happy in her job, and the prospects of the future weren't looking positive for it to improve. I mean, you know what it's like, right? When you have a job and you feel like it's sucking your soul. You guys there's got to be, one or two of you out there who know what I'm talking about, and you just like, I just want to go. If I could just pack up my things and just go away, that's what I would go do. And I'll tell you what, and when you love someone, I mean, you really love someone, and they're hurting, and you want to do something about it, there isn't anything you won't do to make that person feel better, to make them happy. And that is why we are here. We travel around, we go to beautiful places, but one of the reasons we're out here is because Melody hit a point, where she was just so very unhappy, in her job and, what she was doing. And it's been her dream for a long time, was to come out here and travel and see the country. We had planned this before. It wasn't like we just suddenly one day going, let's go live in the road and be nomadic homeless people. We're not really homeless. We have a home. It's right here. We planned this. Like a year before, we had moved out of our 2,200 square foot house we were renting in Phoenix and moved into a 328 square foot trailer, a Wildwood travel trailer. Why? Because we wanted to know what it's like to live in a tiny house. We wanted to know what it's like to live in small spaces. We wanted to know what it was like to live with a propane tank and a septic system, because the original idea was we would travel around the country, promote our business, tell everyone how, about the wonders of House of HaHa, find artists doing cool things, to be a part of our artist community and join us, and go around an RV. The problem with an RV is that it can't take you everywhere. There's certain roads that they specifically say RVs can't go. It's why we don't travel with a pop-up. So we just, my parents were like, why don't you get a pop-up? Because a pop-up requires towing requires gas money, and it also means there's places I just can't go. Roads I can't go to, and I don't want that. We want the roads open to us. We want no destination to be unlimited. So that's what my best friend in the world wanted, to make her happy. And I want to do that for her. So when she one day had come home, and we're at this weird crossroad where basically, like, our House of HaHa business and the job she had that at that point was paying for it to kind of help build the company over the last 5 years, and allowed me not to have to go back to a job, to work at home, to do all the things that need to be done, on a daily basis to run that. She just wasn't happy, and it killed me seeing her that way. So I told her, let's just go do it. We just had a conversation. We talked about it. This was our plan. This is when we moved into a trailer. Let's just pack up our things and let's do it. There's never a good time. This is what I've learned in my short time on this planet. If you want to do something really huge, never a good time. So don't wait for the good time. You just do it. Like Yoda in a pair of Nikes, you just go out there and you just go do it. And so we put everything we had either into storage, or we sold it, or we donated it, and we packed up this car and we traveled around. We have driven close to, if not over, 4,000 miles at this point, going from Arizona, California, a little bit of Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and now Montana, with our plans ahead to where we're going forward. And this is why when we go to you and we say, shophouseofhaha.com, help us complete our journey. We're not saying it because we're just a bunch of fat cats looking to get fatter and rich and live off steak and, shrimp. That was dinner tonight. Some tortillas.
We do have other food.
We have other food, just we're keeping away from bears. But I mean, we're gonna snack for the night. When we opt for our plans and we're like, what can we do to save money, to make this trip go as far as possible, to run as possible? And that means some nights you will sleep in the front of your car and you will eat tortillas for dinner. Because you believe in it. Damn it. Because you believe in a dream. And you believe in the person you love. And there's a lot of days this trip, it runs a positive attitude and a belief that we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna do the whole year of this. We're gonna hit all the states. We're gonna find amazing artists that we wouldn't have found unless we'd gone out there, and we're gonna make that work. And the reason is because we believe in it. I know I'm sure there's every small business owner out there who's like, I really believe what I'm doing. But this is a House of HaHa. It's not like a lot of other companies. We're not like a lot of other businesses. It was something that was entirely created because two people just wanted to be independent. They wanted to have a life that was their own and not being dictated by people who are mean or evil or just stupid. I mean, come on, how many people had dumb bosses? You're not, well, how did you get this job and make this money? And we just got kind of tired of it, and we wanted to have control of our own lives and live our own life and make this company grow. The other reason I do this is because 5 years ago, I was running a detox center in Phoenix, supervising it. And I was good at it, and I've helped people. I've saved lives, but it killed me, man. I was 400 pounds. I smoked 2.5 packs of cigarettes a day, and it broke my soul for a lot of years. And basically, Melody saw her best friend hurting, in pain, and she wanted to do something about it. So she gave me the guilt-free way of being able to relieve that job, start this company. Because I literally that day I quit my job, and that night we created House of HaHa because she says, why not? And she continued to work while we built that. So Melody did that for me a long time ago. When I saw my friend hurting, I couldn't do any less. So I will happily sleep in the front of my car and eat tortillas. And I will drive this road as long as I can while we have money in the bank and we can go to those places. We'll keep doing it. And I'll keep a positive attitude. Even some days, some days you just shoot for 51%. 51, just 1% above half positives. If you can do that, world's your oyster, man. You know? So, I know we usually like, Aaron from House of HaHa, look at the pretty stuff, and I don't usually show my feelings like this. I'm a fairly private person. I don't talk about money. I don't talk about this part of my business to people, But one reason of doing these videos is so you can see what we're going through. And it's beautiful. And we see amazing stuff. But sometimes it's super tough because as a husband and a guy living his dream, it's always in the back of my mind. We can have enough dilithium in the chamber to make this ship go to warp speed one more time to get us to that next spot. So, this is me opening up to you guys and kind of sharing that. So when I ask if you would shop at housefa.com and buy our designs, ours, the other artists, which is almost even kind of cool in another way because you're not just helping us, you're helping somebody else you don't even know. Support their dreams. It's not just lip service. I'm not just trying to get rich. We're just at this point trying to get down the road and finish this journey and to see what's the next. So, thank you for subscribing and following our channel. I promise the next one I won't be as teary-eyed. So, thank you for all your love and support. Have a reasonable day.